Welcome learners, I am Divya Nath. Today we are going to discuss about Module 4, Lesson 8, Measures of Central Tendency Part 3. In this module we are going to discuss about quartile and its calculation in case of individual, discrete and continuous series. Thereafter we are going to discuss about the concept of mode and its calculation in case of individual, discrete and continuous series. So, let us start with the class. Now, what is a quartile? A quartile is that value which divides the total distribution into 4 equal parts. So, there are 3 quartiles Q1, Q2 and Q3 which are termed as first quartile, second quartile and third quartile, oftenly known as lower quartile, middle quartile and upper quartile respectively. So, let us see what does the quartile means in detail. Q1, the first quartile, covers the first 25% of the items of the series. So, Q1 divides the series in such a way that 25% of the observations have the value less than Q1 and 75% have the value more than Q1. Now, let us talk about the second quartile, which is oftenly known as median. So, it is the median or middle value of the series. Now, let us talk about third quartile. The third quartile or the upper quartile covers 75% items of the series. Q3 divides the series in such a way that 75% of the observations have the value less than Q3 and 25% have the value more than Q3. So, students, we have learned about Q1, that is lower quartile, Q2 that is median, Q3 that is upper quartile. Let us calculate and see what are the methods by which we can compute quartiles. So, basically quartiles can be calculated in 3 different series. For individual series it can be calculated for discrete series, it can be calculated for frequency distribution also. Let us discuss about individual series. Now, when we have to compute quartiles in case of individual series, what are the steps? The step 1 is that I need to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. But normally what we are going to do? We are going to arrange the data in ascending order. Then step 2, for the first quartile we need to find out n plus 1 by 4th item. And for the third quartile it would be 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item of the series. Now, once we are going to find the value, this will give us the position of the quartiles. Then the steps involved in the calculation of Q1 and Q3 are as follows. For the step 4, it may be noted that the formula n plus 1 by 4th item, and for the third quartile it would be 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item gives the position of the quartiles in an ordered series. That means, once we have arranged the data in ascending order and not the quartile itself. So, we need to compute Q1 as size of n plus 1 by 4th item of the series, and for Q3 it would be size of 3 into n plus by 4th item of the series. So, students, we have learned that there are 4 steps that we should follow to find out the value of the quartile in case of individual series. First step was arrange the data. Second step was that identify Q1 for n plus 1 by 4, Q3 for 3 into n plus 1 by 4. Third step we were locating the values, and the fourth step we get the value of the quartiles. Let us take an example to understand this. Now, the question is, the following series shows marks in economics of 11 students of class 11. Find Q1 and Q3. Now, students, let us see whether the data is in arranged or not. we can see the data is not arranged. So, we need to arrange the data in ascending order. Let us see how we have done it. We have arranged the data in ascending order. So, marks have been arranged in ascending order from 10 to 41. Step 1 we have done, we have arranged the data. After this, we will estimate Q1 with the formula Q1 is equals to size of n plus 1 by 4th item. Then over here the number of item is total number of observation, that is 11. When we count the marks, the total marks for 11 students. So, n is 11, 11 plus 1 by 4th item, that comes to 3rd item. So, here we can see we have not find the value yet, we have to locate the value. So, 3rd item is over here is 15. So, Q1 is equals to 15 marks. Now, for Q3, first we will write the formula, that is size of 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. We will put the value of n as 11 and we get 9th item. So, in the marks the ninth item is 33. So, the Q3 is 33 marks. So, students, we have learned how to calculate quartile in case of individual series. Now, let us discuss about discrete series. How we are going to compute quartiles in case of discrete series. The formula, basic formula remains the same for Q1 and Q3. The steps change a little bit. Here the step 1 again comes. We need to arrange the data in ascending or descending order, but we now know we should arrange the data in ascending order. Step 2, over here we are going to find out the cumulative frequency also. We are going to make one more column. Step 3, then we are going to find out the value of n plus 1 by 4th item for Q1, and for Q3 we are going to find out 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. After this, once we have identified the item value, we are going to look into cumulative frequency, and the corresponding value to the cumulative frequency would be our Q1 and Q3, and this will be step 4. So, students, we have learned that there are 4 steps while we need to calculate quartiles in case of discrete series. First, we need to arrange the data. Second, we need to make one more column for cumulative frequency. Then in the step 3rd, we are going to find out the values for Q1 and Q3 as n plus 1 by 4th item and 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. Then we are going to locate the item value in the cumulative frequency, and the corresponding value would be there Q1 and Q3. Let us take an example to understand it. Now, in this particular question, the question states calculate first and the 3rd quartile from the following data. The marks have been given to us and the number of students have been given to us. Very first, we need to arrange the data. Let us see how we have done. You can see in this, we have arranged the data in ascending order. Now, the next step, the step 2, we need to find out the cumulative frequencies. So, what we have done? 10 plus 20 comes to 30, 30 plus 30 comes to 60, 60 plus 50 comes to 110, 110 plus 40 comes to 150, 150 plus 30 comes to 180. Students, again we need to cross check. We have to sum up the frequency, and the sum of the frequency, that means the total number of observation, should also come to 180. So, students, we can compute Q1 as size of n plus 1 by 4th item. Over here n is 180. So, we have written as 180 plus 1 by 4th item. Now, this gives us 45.25th item. Now, we are going to look this into cumulative frequency. You can see I have highlighted the whole row for you. It comes into 60. Now, we are going to look for the corresponding item value in the marks, that is 25. So, students, Q1 comes to 25 marks. In this way, we have computed Q1 in case of discrete series. Now, let us compute Q3. In case of Q3, the formula comes size is equals to size of 3n plus 1 by 4th item. Over here we are going to put the value of n as 180. So 3 into 180 plus 1 by 4th item comes to 135.75 item. Now we are going to look this value into the cumulative frequency. You can see I have highlighted the whole row. It comes into 150. Now we are going to look for the corresponding item value, that comes to 45. So Q3 is 45 marks. So students, we have learned how to compute Q1 and Q3 in case of discrete series. Now let's discuss how we can compute Q1 and Q3 in case of continuous series. What are the steps? While we are computing Q1 and Q3, the following steps should be done. Step 1, again we need to arrange the data, and we are doing it in ascending order. Once it is being done, calculate cumulative frequencies. So we are going to make one more column for cumulative frequency. Step 2, here we are going to find out the Q1 class. For that we need to ascertain n by 4th item. Now once I have found out the value of n by 4th item, I am going to look into the cumulative frequency n by 4th item. This would be step 3rd. So in step 3rd, what we are doing? We are looking the n by 4th item into the cumulative frequency, and the corresponding class would be the Q1 class. Once we have identified the Q1 class, then what we are going to do? We are going to put the formula and put the values. The formula for Q1 is Q1 is equals to lower limit plus n by 4 minus CF. This CF is preceding class, like what we have done in median, by 4th into I. I over here is a class interval gap. Now for Q3 also the same step, we need to arrange the data, find the cumulative frequencies. Step 2, only a little change is there. Here for Q3 we add 3 and it comes to 3 into n by 4th item. For step 3rd, what we are going to do? We are going to find out the cumulative frequency. So we are going to make one more column. Then we are looking for 3 into n by 4th item in that, and the corresponding value will give us Q3 class. Once we have identified Q3 class, we can identify the value for Q3 also with the help of the formula, that is Q3 is equals to lower limit plus 3n by 4 minus CF. Again it is the preceding class frequency, cumulative frequency, divided by 4 into I. I means class interval gap. So students, we now know how to compute quartiles, that is Q1 and Q3. What are the steps? Now let's see with the help of example what we have learned. So in this particular question, as you can see, the wages have been given to us. The data is already arranged in ascending order. So the first step, data is already arranged in ascending order. The next step, we have made a column for cumulative frequency. Then the step comes, we have to compute n by 4th item. Over here, the total number of observation is the last sum of cumulative frequency. As you can see, it is 100 over here. So n comes 100, 100 divided by 4 comes to 25th item. Now we are going to look this 25th item into the cumulative frequency. As you can see in the highlighted row, it comes in 37. Now the corresponding class would be for Q1 class. So by this step what we have done, we have founded the Q1 class as 10 to 20. The frequency is for the class is 23. The preceding class cumulative frequency is 14. Now we will write the formula for Q1, that is L plus n by 4 minus CF by 4 into I. Now students, put the value. L over here is lower limit, that comes to 10, plus n by 4 is 25, preceding class cumulative frequency is 14, divided by 23, and the class interval gap is 10. That comes to rupees 14.78, the first quartile. So in this question we have learned how to compute the value of Q1. Let's see how we are going to compute the value of Q3. Now the whole data is already arranged in ascending order. We have made the cumulative frequency and now we are finding out the value of 3 into n by 4th item. Now n over here is 100. We will put the value and we have got 75th item. Now students, what we are going to do? We are going to look this 75th item value in the cumulative frequency. That comes into 85. The whole row has been highlighted over here. Now the corresponding class would be the Q3 class. So we have got the Q3 class, that is 30, 40. So 30 to 40 is your Q3 class. After this, we can see 21 is the frequency for this particular class and 64 is the cumulative frequency for this particular class. Now let's put the value in this. Q3 is equals to lower limit is 10 plus 3n by 4, over here it is 75, previous class cumulative frequency, here it is 64 minus 64 divided by frequency, that is 21 into 10, that comes to rupees 15.32. So students, we have learned how to compute Q3 in case of continuous class. Now students, as we know, we have just computed Q1 and Q3 in continuous class, but what happens in case of other frequency distribution? So students, please have a note over here. In case of inclusive, mid value and cumulative series, we need to convert them into exclusive series. Then only we can compute quartiles. So this is done because we need lower limit in the formula and which must represent continuous series. So students, we have learned how to compute quartiles in case of frequency distribution. In case of exclusive series, we need not to convert into any kind of other series, but in case of inclusive, mid value and cumulative series, we need to convert them into exclusive series and then only we can compute quartiles. Now what is the mode? It is the value which occurs most frequently in the series. That is, the model value has the highest frequency in the series and mode is denoted by Z. For example, let's take, if out of 100 students of a class, 70 students record their age as 15 years, then the model age of students would be 15 years, right? So it is the most occurring value in the series. According to Kenny, the value of the variable which occurs most frequently in a distribution is called mode. So we have learned the value which occurs the most in the frequency is known as mode. Let's discuss how mode can be calculated. Mode can be calculated in 3 different series: for individual series, for discrete series and for frequency distribution series. So students, we can discuss how we can compute mode in case of individual series. In case of individual series, we can compute mode by inspection method and we can compute mode by conversion method. Let's discuss about inspection method. An inspection method of the series would show the mode as that value which occurs the most. So we are saying the value which occurs the most would be the modal value. So what would be the steps? Step 1, we need to arrange the data in ascending order. Then step 2, identify the value which is being repeated the most and it would be called as mode. So let's take an example. In this following question, we can see age of 16 students of a class is reported as below. Find the modal age. We can see the data is not arranged. So we need to arrange the data. Let's see. So we have arranged the data in ascending order and from this we can clearly see value 22 has been repeated the most. It has been repeated 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 22 has been repeated 4 times, the maximum time. So the modal age becomes 22 years. So students, we have learned by inspection method how we can compute mode. Let's see how we can compute mode by conversion method. Now, when do we need to do it by conversion method? Very first question. Though we know there are two methods, but when do we need to do it by conversion method? When the number of items in a series is very large, then in that case we need to go with the conversion method. In such cases, individual series are first converted into discrete frequency series or frequency array. Now, let us see what are the steps. Step 1, again we need to arrange the data and then convert this into discrete series. Step 2, identify the mode which has the highest frequency. So, the value which has got the highest frequency would be mode. Let us see how we are going to compute mode by conversion method. In this particular question, the death rate is being given per 1000. So, we can see there is lot of data. So, we can convert the data into discrete series and that too in ascending order. Let us see how we have done. You can see death rate is being given. The number of times the value has been repeated is being given as frequency. So, for 10.4 it is once, that means it has been repeated just once. 10.8 it has been repeated 5 times, that means it will be our modal value. 10.6 would be our modal value because it has been repeated for 5 times. It has got highest frequency. In case of discrete series, mode can be computed by inspection method and by grouping method. Let us see about inspection method. An inspection method of the series would show the mode or the value that has the highest frequency in the series, provided the data has already been arranged in ascending order. So, again when we are doing it by inspection method in case of discrete series, the data needs to be arranged in ascending order. Frequency array needs to be arranged in ascending order. Then we see the value which has got the highest frequency would be our modal. Age or years, whatever the data is being given to us in the units. Let us see with the help of the question. The question says, find out the mode of the following series. Here income is being given 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. The data is already being arranged in ascending order. Students, while we are arranging the data in ascending order, we need to see that the frequency along with the value goes. Either you write up or down, the value of the frequency should also go along with the value. Now, we have seen the data is already arranged in ascending order. Now, from the question it is observed that 140 income, rupees 140 has the highest frequency. So, it becomes our model income. Rupees 140 is the mode of the series. And why is it so? Because it has got the highest frequency, number of persons, that is 10. When we are going to do by grouping method? Because inspection method was very easy. Why we are doing it then by grouping method? Grouping method is done when the highest frequency is more than 1. So, we are saying more than one value may command the highest frequency in the series. In such cases, grouping method of the calculation is must. Otherwise also you can do grouping method, but it becomes compulsory when the highest frequencies are more than 1. What are the steps in this? We need to do or make tables. There are two types of table. One is grouping table, other is analysis table. In this particular question, as you can see, the data is already arranged in ascending order. The first step for the mode is we need to see that the data is arranged in ascending order. So, data is already arranged in ascending order. Next thing, we are locating the value of the frequencies. In this particular question, though the highest frequency is not repeating, but the frequencies of the highestness are the same. They are nearby. 17, 16, 14, the highest frequencies are nearby. So, it is advised that we should do it by grouping method. And please note over here by inspection method the answer comes 10 because it has got the highest frequency. And let us observe by grouping method what will be the mode. So, students, let us see how we are making a grouping table. In this we are going to make 6 columns. The first would be the frequency, the second column would be the sum of the two frequencies. As you can see 3 plus 8 is equals to 11. Likewise, we are going to make the whole column and we are going to highlight the highest frequency, that is 30. In the first column we have highlighted 17. Now in the third column what we are going to do? We are going to leave the first frequency and we are going to add up the next frequency. As you can see, 8 plus 10, that comes to 18. Likewise, we are going to make all the column. Now last one is being left, as we do not have the other pair, other one variable, so we cannot include in this. We are going to leave this value. Likewise, in the fourth column, what we are going to do? We are going to group the frequencies in 3. So we are going to group the first 3 frequencies first. 3 plus 8 plus 10 comes to 21. Likewise, we are going to compute all the frequencies and we are going to highlight it. The highest frequency is 42. In the fifth column, we are going to leave the first frequency, that is 3, we are going to leave it, and then we are going to club 3 frequencies. Likewise, over here we have highlighted the highest frequency as 40. In the last column, we are going to leave the first 2 and then we are going to club the 3 frequencies. As you can see, 10 plus 12 plus 16, that comes to 38. Likewise, the whole column will be made and we have highlighted the 38. Now, the values which we have highlighted, the frequencies which we have highlighted helps us to make the analysis table. As you can see in the analysis table, the sizes are on the top and the columns are on the left hand side. As you can see from the grouping table, the size 6 has got the highest frequencies. So, we are locating the highest frequencies in analysis table towards the size and then we are going to do the totaling. Over here we can see that 6 size has got the highest frequency, therefore, mode is 6 size. So, students, we have learned how to calculate mode by grouping method. In this we have made first grouping table and then analysis table is being done. Now let us see how mode can be calculated in case of continuous series. Again, it can be calculated by 2 methods. The very first is inspection method, the other is grouping method. Let us see about inspection method. Now very first over here we are going to arrange the data, then we are going to see the highest frequency. Then the highest frequency will give us the modal class and then we are going to put the value for the mode, value of the formula. So, mode over here is L plus F1 minus F0. F1 is the current class frequency, F0 is the previous class frequency, divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2. F2 is the next class frequency into I. In this way, we can compute mode in case of continuous series by inspection method. Let us take an example over here. First, we have to see the data is arranged. Already the data is arranged in ascending order. Let us see. After this, what we have done? We have just highlighted the class interval which has got the highest frequency. This gives us the modal class, that is 20 to 30. Over here, 7 is F1, 5 is F0 and then 30 to 45 is F2. Now, we will write the formula. Mode is equals to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into I. We will put the values and we get mode as 25. So, students, we have learned how to compute mode by inspection method in case of continuous series. Let us talk about the grouping method. Again, in this we need to arrange the data, then we are going to see the highest frequency. Suppose here the highest frequencies are 2, then the grouping method becomes compulsory and we need to make the grouping table and analysis table for it. Let us take an example to understand it better. Now, in this particularly we have seen arrange the data in ascending order, construct the grouping table, construct analysis table. This will give us the modal class. Once we have got the modal class, then we can find the mode with the help of the formula. Let us see how we have done. Over here we can see the highest frequency is 10 and it is for 2 modal class. So, it becomes compulsory for us to calculate mode by grouping method. The very first step, grouping table. Now, as you can see in the grouping table, again the 6 columns have been made. The first column, the second column, the third column, the fourth column, the fifth column and the sixth column. all the frequencies which have got the highest values have been highlighted. Now this will help us to construct analysis table. We can see how the analysis table is being done. In the analysis table we can see 20 to 25 has highest frequency 6. So this becomes our model class. So model class is 20 to 25 because it has got the highest frequency. Now the next step is we have to apply the formula. Formula is mod is equals to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2 F1 minus F0 minus F2 into I. Over here we are putting the values. 20 is the lower limit, frequency for the class is 10, preceding class frequency is 4, divided by 2 into F1, that comes to 20, minus 4 minus 9, 9 is the next class frequency, into I. Hence the mode comes to 24.29. So students, we have learned how to compute mode by grouping method in case of continuous series. Now what happens if it is not continuous? What about other frequency distribution series? In case of inclusive, mid value and cumulative series, we need to convert into exclusive series, then only we can compute mode. And this is done because we need lower limit in the formula which must represent continuous series. So students, I hope you have learned how to compute quartiles and mode. I hope you practice at home, and till then, thank you.